Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine. Um, Sorry I haven't been on for the last couple days, but I've been super busy with other things, life, and a lot of things going on here. Our building where I live is being sold, and it's now sold, so today somebody else is coming in to look at it, the people that bought it, so I thought I would come in and since I had a little bit of energy now. Been not, I've been so busy, not a lot of me, so I'll show you guys what I've been doing. Organizing my studio. This is my studio. So that's all my plant stuff. I gotta replant that one right there. I gotta replant it and stuff like that. So I've just been busy too. So I thought I would come on and do a quick angel message and oracle reading today. For whoever needed to hear something today. So I didn't want to do like an all signs today because it's a lot, and I will do that tomorrow. So I have the full moon and Sagittarius reading set for tomorrow. So I will just wanted to just do a quick one today, and we'll see what happens. Maybe pull a card for all the signs. We'll see how it goes if anybody comes in here, if people got my notifications, because when you don't go on for a couple days, then notifications also lack the the quickness. Anyways, let's get started. So the angel messages today, we'll just show you and then I'll read them off. Okay, let me just show you guys. So I feel like I'm talking to two different groups today, because the way they fell out. So I got four messages up here, and then I got the three down here. So I think these four go together, and then these three, and then the bottom of the deck. So we'll get through them here now, and I'll read them, and then I might read. I also smudged my house this morning with my oh yeah. So what else I've been doing is making incense, making my own incense. So I was burning an incense this morning and cleansing my home. So hey, Fire 147, welcome. So I wonder where everybody is, but welcome. I didn't see none of my friends live, so I've been hanging out on people's panels lately too. So I've been kind of lazy when it comes to my own channels, but I am trying to, do balance everything out. So anyway, so incense, I'm making my own incense. They've been working out pretty good. So, all right, let's get started. Angel therapy. We got Archangel Raphael. Give your cares and your worries to the angels. Allow the angels to take your burdens. Yeah, last night was the first time we saw the new moon in Taurus. Yeah, it finally showed its face last night. So, and we're in Gemini season now. So, compassion, Archangel Zadkiel, soften your heart with the respect of all people involved, including yourself. So this is the first angel, this angel therapy, Archangel Raphael. Then we had Archangel Zadkiel, compassion, and then we have creative writing, Archangel Gabriel. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal, write a book or an article. Write it in an article. So, and have the courage to do this. I know if you're like me, there's a lot of times where it's easier for you to speak things than it is for you to write things. And I'm the same way. But I never find the right time to talk about things that I want to talk about, right? So that's why writing things down, even just small things to write down so that it reminds you to talk about it, that would be a good way to do it too. Says to have the courage, Archangel Ariel, be courageous and stand up for what you believe in. So that always reminds me of Xena, the warrior princess. So creative writing, write down your thoughts, ask the angels to help you collect your thoughts. Hello, Carrie. Welcome. And then the next three angels are clearing your space, Archangel Jovial. Get rid of clutter. Use feng shui to make your cozy home like I am, right? Took me a couple years to make my home the way I like it, and still I'm working on it every day. So the next card we have Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your reassurance and guidance. So for some of you, make sure you clear your space, clear your mind, clear your energy when you're doing, if you're a light worker, if you're a healer, like I am, then make sure, in your counselor, make sure your energy is always good when you're helping someone else. Your energy is cleansed, right? So, life review, Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life, resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Hello, sweet kitty girl. And then we have career transcension, Archangel Samuel. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. See, the lessons we go through, the things that we go through in our life are to advance us in our life. Those are our gifts, not, those are our blessings. So that one after that is about spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel. I am helping you with aesthetic information and symbols, helping you to understand your spiritual truth. So, YouTube, fake jubilees. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're not gonna be negative around here. You need to go change your energy, okay, buddy? So, you can watch. You don't need to be in here with your 2 cents if you have nothing good to say. And I did not make it for subscribers only, so that's why we're gonna have the trolls in here too. So, which cards I'm gonna do? I was gonna do an oracle reading today. We're just gonna pull some oracle messages, and I'm just not sure which deck I'm going to be using here. Which deck should I be using? I think I'm going to use. We are going to do the new moon in, the full moon in Sagittarius reading tomorrow. And that's the big one, the big full moon at the end of the month. But I am going to pull some moon manifesting messages today for the new moon in Taurus. For just the collective, people that needed to get some extra messages. I did do the new moon in Taurus reading already. So go check it if you want to. You can go check out that. And yeah. So let's see, what is the collective or whoever needed to hear messages today from the moon, and I'm manifesting for the new moon in Taurus? What does the collective people need to know? The people that vibe with me, my tribe, my soul tribe. Full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. That goes back to the angel therapy. That goes back to, having compassion and all that. Let your fears of anything dissolve in your life. Like, those emotional fears that you have, let them dissolve in your life, all right? Let's see what else. Well, I should just ask what other messages the angels have for us. I feel like this one here is the first message that came out, which is angel therapy, right? So if you're needing some angel therapy, just give your cares and your worries to the angels, Release it to the moon. That's what I do. I say, take my worries. All right, see, what is compassion talking about here? What is it that, I can't speak right now. Being real with yourself. Have compassion for yourself and others too. So, Archangel Zadkiel, soften your heart with the respect of all people involved, including yourself, with the situation that you're dealing with. And That's the full moon in Aquarius, which is about healing. It's about star. It's about, becoming a star, healer. It's all about that. And it's also being real with yourself. Like, why are you healer? That comes back to, for a lot of healers out there, the reason that you're a healer is because of all the things and all the things that you had to go through. And for you not to give up in your life, you became a healer because you healed yourself. So that's what I'm getting for that, from the compassion, right? Where'd everybody go? What happened? Anyways, let's see. How can we... All right, what is the angel of creative writing talking about here? Archangel Gabriel. What else do we need to know about that? I like it when I have, like, the right questions to ask. Step up and lead. So be the one that starts it. Like when you go to a club, I remember this is one of those things that I always did. So when I would go to a club when I was younger and stuff, I love dancing. So like people would be all shy and stuff, and they'd be all standing there. Everybody wanted to go on that dance floor. You could tell. You could just tell by the energy, right? And there's good song playing. So I just go up there. I grab one person and I go up there. And if I can grab one person and get up there, then everybody else start following us. That's what I'm saying. So step up and lead. So, if you start writing down your thoughts and your ideas, you show others how to do it, right? It's about teaching and learning, right? What we learn, we teach it to others. Our wisdom can be shared with others. Let's see, how can we have the courage to do this? How can we have the courage to do this? We got justice. We got Libra energy. Keep your heart open. Don't shut yourself up, even when you're going through stuff. That's how you get there. That's how you have the courage to stand up for what you believe in, by not shutting down your heart, not shutting off your heart, but being fair. Being fair with yourself. Make sure you speak up for what's right. This is also justice, right? That's also speaking up for what's right. Have the courage to stand up for what you believe is right. That is powerful. Tell me about clearing your space, Archangel Jovial. Any other messages you have for us, Archangel Jovial? All right, we got 2 messages for Archangel Jovial. Oh, we got the new moon we got the full moon in Sagittarius coming up here, and there's this moon. There's the Sagittarius card right there. But what's the other card? That first card says stay in tuned with the divine. Yeah, stay open with your heart. Stay connected with the Most High by clearing your space. You also stay connected to your dreams, because Pisces energy talks about your dreams. So when you clear your energy, you clear your space, you can stay closer to your good energy. That's what it's talking about. And when we have good energy, then we can do all things. We can do all things. All right, tell me about counselor. You are a natural counselor. Many people benefit from it. Tell me more about that. Assist in the situation. Maybe you can help someone that needs help get going. This is Virgo energy. This talks about like very analytical, communicative energy. This is even like, it reminds me of like, big spaces where you could speak and stuff like that. This is about, maybe going back to school or getting higher ups to help you to get where you're going. Get assistance in this situation. So that's tell me about assistance. Attend to the details and cool your jets. don't rush into anything. That's what I'm getting from that. Like, don't rush into anything, but, cross all your I's and dot all your T's. Dot all your I's and cross all your T's. You know what I'm saying? So when you get assistance in the situation, whatever you're learning, make sure you get into the details. You do your research. Don't rush into things by doing your research. Makes sense? If it makes sense, I'm a very logic person. Makes sense? It makes sense. You can contact the eyes inside the fire that does that not burn. Yeah, it's called spirit. It's called your spirit. All right, let's see. Life review. Tell me more about life review for the collective. We have 2 cards again. So, about life review, Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life, resolve to change or anything that is unbalanced. So, breathe through the tension of it. That was the next card. After spiritual understanding, that was breathe, take a breather too and spread your wings, Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. So, full moon in Scorpio, it says breathe through the tension because Scorpio is like a very hard, very heavy energy to go through emotionally. It is a water sign, and it is also the major transformation, spiritual transformation, endings, new beginnings, right? Endings like, grief and stuff like that. That's heavy shit to deal with. So breathe through the tension, and that talks about grief here. This is the life review talks about here. And then forgiveness. It talks about forgiving. Full moon in Pisces. All right, what is this career transcension and where's it leading you? Ooh, we got 3 cards that came popping out. So it says, leave the past behind you. So forgive, breathe through the tension, and then leave the past behind. Everything that is unhealed is going to be healing and resolved. Anything that's unbalanced is going to be resolved. That's also Capricorn energy. You could be any of these signs, or you could be dealing with that situations. So then we have lighten up. So, be your creative, happy side. That's that Leo energy. That's your happy, creative side, right? Lighten up. Be happy. Be happy. Release your blockages. That's Scorpio energy I was just talking about. That heavy energy. It needs to be forgiven and left in the past. In the bottom of the deck, we have take a breather, right? So let's see. Push through your insecurities. Like it's like these cards really just speak to you when you're wanting answers. They just speak to you. And you could be a Capricorn, you could be a Scorpio, you could be a Leo, you could be a Virgo, you could be any of the signs, Libra, Aries, or going through that energy. Cancer, we also got Aquarius, Pisces. One sign I did not see is Gemini yet. That is interesting. We don't have Gemini in here. But yeah. So any other messages from the Moon Manifesting deck and how you can manifest better? Ooh, we got Taurus. We didn't have Taurus yet either. How you can manifest better. So I asked that question, is releasing control. So releasing your blockages and we don't all have to do it all. You know what I mean? Sometimes we feel like we're the only ones that can do it all, right? But it's not how it is. So release the control of it. Tell me more. Work through your feelings. Anything else? Unleash your inner kindness, Capricorn energy. Anything else from this deck for the collective? Cancer energy, put through your insecurities. And then we have take inspired action. Virgo energy. So yeah, we have all the signs here except for I don't even see Gemini. Any other signs that I don't see? No. We got every sign. Oh, look at that. On the bottom of the deck, we have every sign in this deck that came out. The bottom of the deck, at the end of this, I wasn't going to pick any more cards. And then Gemini energy came out. Doesn't mean you're a Gemini, but you could have that somewhere in your chart, or you could be dealing with the energy of a Gemini or any of these signs, right? So it says embrace the flow of life. Anything else? Reflect on your priorities. What is important to you? Be humble and kind. Let me see what they're all saying. I gotta put my specs on, y'all. I said, that thing look, that thing took me a while back. It had one big eye and many small ones. It didn't say anything, but it seemed everything inside the ball of fire that does not burn. It was not my spirit. Oh, you were experiencing it like an out of body experience. People have experienced some weird, different stuff. I would love to have like a podcast one day and really talk about everybody's experience and everybody could share their experiences. I have had some really unique experiences in my life, and some of those experiences were when I was a child, and I remember them so clearly like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? And that always told me that I was different than other people, but I just thought everybody else could do it too, or whatever, or see it, or whatever that I experienced. But it would, they didn't. It's just weird. Things are so normal that you just think that everybody should be able to do that, or know that, or just, I don't know. And yeah, I really had some major questions in my life when I was younger, and the older I got in my 30s, and 30s are your knowledge years and wisdom, like 30s are your wisdom knowledge years, and you learn a lot those years in your 30s. And I was searching for like answers from like, you know, women that knew more than I did, or they could answer my, I was searching for psychics, I didn't understand at all. And I even wanted to go see Sylvia Brown, but she passed away before I got to go see her. But it led me to where I am today. Everything I researched, and I did find other people in their places, like I found other women that were intuitive and wise and palm readers. I found them all in the right times and the right places and where I needed them. And I went out to search, and I found what I was looking for, and to guide me to where I am today. And I really love the the spiritual thing that I feel the most closest to. My spirit feels the most closest to, and always has, is the Native American beliefs and the way that they do things. I'm not, and I love astrology too. And yeah, so um, I like to look at the planetary elements and how they affect our everyday life, and the moon cycles and stuff like that, and let it guide us in our life. So that's what I do focus on my readings. I was a kid, scared me, and never came back. Well, that could have been a spirit guide, That could have been, and they say that you might have seen an angel actually, because they say that, if you actually saw a real angel, it would scare the shit out of you, right? So, the archangels are not what we think they are, if we ever were to see them. Uh, they are not what we expect them to be. They're not like little babies with wings and stuff, like, no. And there is an angel that has the many, many eyes. Um, I think it's Ezekiel. But I do use the archangels in my readings, obviously, and they guide me every day. Even when I don't do readings, I pull angel messages when I doubt myself, if I, you know what I'm saying? If I don't know what to do, I pull some cards from angel messages. I do. So yeah, that was a pretty good reading. I want to just actually I wanted to read something out of here. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle uh, book that I have. I also have the cards, but I just wanted to specifically read this one card that I read the other day, and it was really interesting what I read. So I'm gonna go back to it. I think it's the Moon card. I think it was the Moon card that I read in this deck, and it just made a lot of sense. I wish it would have said something. Well, subconsciously, it's probably, it probably did. Hope you're doing good. Well, goes on. Thank you, Solace. DJ, welcome. Nancy, everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Um, Look at that. I made these like bookmarks out of my adult art that helped me with my therapy, right? But for some reason, I have it on this card here. It says beloved, beloved. Maybe I should read that too. So let's read this. It says the essential meaning, and then we have the invention meaning and the medical meaning. So let's read the first. Let's read all three of them. It says, beloved one, the the recognition of the spirit in others, recognition of spirit in others, and moving towards spirit through others. It is it is when the divine appears to us in form of our child, our parent, or our friend, and we experience being loved. As we grow, we start to recognize the beloved and everyone, not confuse not confusing their personalities with their divine nature. So that's true. Like, okay, so people have a personality. That's your divine personality. That's that's your soul personality. That's your good side, and so like when we're not supposed to confuse people's nature and things that life has made them like. We're not supposed to think of them as like their problems. We're supposed to think of them as their spirit, their loving spirit in them, in that form. That's what it's basically talking about. And then invention here, it says accept the invention to learn through the path of love. Expand your being through union with others. When you recognize the beloved in others, you will forth their highest and purest nature. You bring forth their highest and purest nature. Follow the path of love. The medicant meaning is be careful with romantic love, the kind of love you fall in and out of. Owl, own all the projects you have placed upon the person you are dreaming of. Rem- Remember that you are only mirroring back your own deep longing rather than revealing their true selves. If you fail to notice this, be prepared to walk through the fire of strong emotions against once again. Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Okay, so let me find that message here that I was gonna actually read for you guys. Um, this book is there. These cards and this book is really cool. Interesting. Um, okay, so if I can't find it, I'm just going to read whatever one wants me to read it. Okay, because I am going to let go of control. Just because I want to read it doesn't mean I might not need to read it today, right? So if I find it, it will. If I really get drawn to another card as I flip through it, and I don't find my cards the way other people do, where I look in the back. Anyways, I'm looking for the moon card. Oh, I found it. I am supposed to read it. Okay. So, most people know that the moon is basically the same as a woman's, monthly cycle, right? It's a 28-day cycle. Every moon is 28 days cycle, and then we have a new moon. We have a new start every month. We have an ending every month, and we have a new start every month. Um, but anyways, look at this card. Isn't it cool how the moon cycle is in the woman's, in the woman's skirt like that? Isn't that cool? But anyways, the message I wanted to read was oh, I want to read all of them, but the main one is the invention meaning. The first one talks about the 28-day cycle as but it's basically just what I just said. But I want to read the other one instead, the middle one. It says the moon spends equal time in the dark as it does in the light of the sun. And now it comes to remind you of the balance in your own life, right? And have you been too focused on the outer achievements, productivity, or social engagements, or have you been spending too much time hidden from the outer world, not wanting to interact or show your face? Meditate on the significance of the moon's cycle and let it gently guide you out of those bottomless depths. Head back to the world of the outer experiences, connecting with others. Let let it help you to make time for yourself, to feeling of your feelings and your essential human spiritual needs. So that is so makes sense. And a lot of people that are like more like the feminine energy, like Venus people or even the earth people that are Venus people, they're like homebodies anyway. Earth signs are homebodies a lot anyway. But if they are a Venus sign, like a Taurus or something like that, or a Libra, air sign Libra, they're a little bit of homebody, too much. Then they need to get out more. That really talks to those type of people. They need to get out more, right? And then okay, so and let's do the Medican meaning of it too. So this card calls you to go on a journey of renewal, just like the moon does every month. You can get unstuck whether from the specific situation in your life and in your life in general. For those you need to make time to be with yourself without a distraction or modern society, and have the courage to look at the unwanted or un, unbreakable parts of your being until you arrived at the place of the solution. So basically, put yourself in a safe place until you have the energy or whatever to do what you need to do. um, the shamanic lore explains that the finest treasures of humanity are hidden where people are most afraid to go. So, on that note, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I didn't want to make this too much of a too long message. It's just a collective all around. Whoever needed to hear some positive affirmations today or some help from the angels. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. And we will do all signs tomorrow. And we're going to do full moon and Sagittarius tomorrow. All right, guys? So I hope to see you all tomorrow. And God bless everybody. And thank you so much for liking the video and sharing and subscribing. And I will see you guys soon. Talk to you later. Bye. Have a beautiful day.